This is the Rickshaw Run, a 3,500 kilometre adventure across India, from the lowlands in the south all the way to the foothills of the Himalayas in the north. To add to the challenge, we'll be doing this in a rickshaw, a three-wheeled contraption with the power of a lawnmower and the safety features of a 1960s roller coaster. Meet the team.
My name's George. My day job, I run a startup where we culture meat outside of animals. I love chaos, I love doing crazy things, and I love seeing parts of the world which are really, really hard to get to.
George is extremely driven and has done some incredible things like competitive triathlons, climbed mountains, started a ridiculous company, but he's also just really humble and easy to be around and accepts people for who they are.
My name's Ben. Could probably describe me as a little bit reserved, very outdoorsy. I'm definitely known for being quite OCD and excessively organized. I have an unhealthy addiction to mountain biking. I've been doing it for over 20 years. It's my meditation. I cannot say no to an adventure. I will do everything I can to participate. I love a good adventure.
My name's Chris.
What word would you use to describe you?
Big dick energy and a small dick body. Yeah, I am an idiot. And proudly so. I love going on adventures. Yeah, just saying yes to doing stupid things and, taking life just not seriously. I live up on the Sunshine Coast. On the weekend, I'll be outdoors doing something. Love surfing, love rock climbing. I think the world needs more nice, so I try to be nice.
Hi, my name's Ben. I think my friends would say I am possibly nice to a fault. I like making music. I like getting outdoors, making things, repairing motorbikes that continuously break. I do tech stuff. I write software, electronics, and coding stuff for fun.
Are you a nerd?
Oh, well, that's our word. Look, I think that's probably accurate, yeah.
Hi, my name's Jimmy. Currently, life is quite busy. I have a mildly pregnant wife and a big hole in our land where we're building a house.
Who's doing the building?
Me. That's why I'm on holidays in India.
Jimmy, he's loud and a pain in the ass, but for some reason we put up with him.
Jimmy is very smart and capable, and he definitely knows it. I think he's going to be a lot of use in this trip because he's so good at fixing things. He has a crippling coffee addiction that is going to make this trip a lot slower than it should be.
Jimmy and I have known each other since we're about 5 years old in kindergarten and have been friends pretty much continually since. The two Bens and Chris, we all met in high school. I think we all became really close when we did the Mongol Rally. There's nothing like the galvanizing fear of being locked in a Turkmenistani jail to bring a group of friends together.
Back in 2013, 6 of us embarked on the stupidest journey of our lives, the Mongol Rally. During this adventure, we drove 2 crappy cars over 18,000 kilometers, from London to Mongolia.
It was the stupidest possible way to see the world, and there's something about just putting yourself in a situation that's deliberately unhinged, unpredictable, crazy, and you have to just constantly problem solve. That was extremely attractive, and that's exactly what it was. It was like you get to a border and you're like, oh cool, we now need to work out how to get across this border and how to navigate the 15 people trying to steal our passport. Or the car's broken down in the middle of a desert. We have to fix it, otherwise we die in a desert. Basically, the cars breaking because we drove them like idiots was probably the biggest challenge. We drove through potholes at 150 k's an hour and we had 39 flat tires. The rally was hands down one of the most formative experiences of my life and completely changed the way that I look at stress and look at challenges. The main takeaway from the rally that I want to apply here is the less planning, the less preparation, the more fun. It's a couple of weeks, it's one visa, you can do it in amongst other commitments. And it just sounded too perfect to not do. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to buy 2 rickshaws and see whoever wants to come, we're just going to make it happen. This is going to be absolutely unhinged and I can't wait to hit the road.
Fuck, here we go again. Damn it, George. I was just like, yeah, I have to do that. Yes, I'm in.
I did it because everyone else was doing it. Like I came because of the friends, not the country or the place.
Just yes. There wasn't even like a moment's hesitation. Doing this trip with the same bunch of idiots from 10 years ago. The trip itself is insane, but honestly for me, it's just about the people.
My favourite way to travel is just to say yes to things and not think about it too much. So if there's an opportunity to travel in a way where we can just like jump in the middle of it and work it out, I love that. I think that's great.
Were you hesitant at all to do the rickshaw run?
No, zero hesitation. We're going to break down. There's going to be some really sketchy moments. There's going to be some catastrophic food poisoning along the way, but that's what we're here for. Just that opportunity to see parts of India which are hard to get to and go right through areas that tourists don't tend to travel is just too special to miss.
I was very nervous for the rickshaw run, not because of the chaos or the different culture or the vehicles, but the food is such a difficult thing for me. Can't eat garlic, can't eat legumes, can't eat onion, can't eat dairy, and that pretty much describes the entire Indian cuisine. There's almost nothing that I can eat in this country. Expect me to be a lot thinner at the end of this trip.
I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think we're going to be fine. I think it's going to be a nice jaunt across India. We might break down a couple of times, but I think it's going to be pretty chill. I'm not worried.
My biggest fear is probably the traffic. There's some pretty big trucks with some pretty young kids driving them. I think we all got lots to go home to.
I know shit's going to go wrong, and that's fine. I thrive in chaos. I love chaos. Give it to me. Yeah!
We are in Sydney Airport. We're about to hop on a plane to India. I feel like there's a lot of anticipation getting up to this point, getting through security, getting packed. Now that we're here, I don't know, I'm just kind of like, what next?
I think up until yesterday I sort of forgot that we were doing this, and then yesterday I was like, oh, I'm going overseas tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then today I woke up and was quite nervous. India I think would be a bit of a shock.
I was mostly worried I'd just forgotten something fundamental about international travel, and I was going to get to the airport and they'd be like, what are you doing? You forgot your flibbity-doo. Oh.
Of course I needed my flippity-doo.
But no, so we're all good.
I don't have my flippity-doo.
Do I?
We caught up at the airport. Everyone was half asleep, hadn't seen either the Bens 4 years or something, and the Bens hadn't seen each other for 4 years, and it was just like normal, like we could have just been like hanging out a week ago.
Kochi, made it. 35 hours of travelling and like a few hours of sleep is getting to me, but I'm pretty excited to be here.
I've snuck out to get a very first look at our trusty steeds, and I think I can see one of them right here.
And look, there's the melons.
Wow!
It's so good. Oh, I love it.
So Stuart was the sixth member on our Mongol Rally adventure. We all miss Safety Stuart, but sadly his wife... Okay, can I redo that? Stuart is at home. He was lucky enough to have a baby, so he's helping his lovely wife.
Sadly, she Great job.
Love you, Kate.
Why do we call him Safety Stuart?
Safety Stuart dates back to, I think it was like an abandoned farm. We were sitting around the fire. I think I was trying to put petrol on the fire and Stuart didn't think that was a great idea and I set Ben on fire. So we call him Safety Stuart now. That's why we have the image of Stuart on the back of the rickshaw saying, Jimmy, no.
And Ben, your shoes, your boots.
Oh, they're bringing more in.
There's something kind of surreal about just being surrounded by all of these rickshaws.
That's fabulous. In Pubrod we trust. Amazing. How does it look, Jimmy, mechanically sound?
Yeah, I mean, it's there. I mean, I love them. That's
So good.
Oh no. It's already got some epoxy on it.
It's actually substantially more comfortable than I was expecting. That's a bit of a relief if we're going to be spending weeks and thousands of kilometers in here.
How are you feeling right now, Ben?
I am so chuffed. And we've got roof racks, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Look at the battery, it's absolutely tiny.
It is. It makes the second one
And it
easier.
has a spare tyre.
Oh look, we've got luggage space as well
Yeah.
behind the seat.
Yeah. That's honestly enough.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
How far do you think we're going to get before we break down the first time? 100 Ks.
200.
200?
Or like 20 kilometers. It's one or the other. I don't know.
Didn't we get like 7 minutes down the road and we broke down on the rally? Yeah.
And we were going the wrong way.
Yeah, perfect. I think that's going to be about tomorrow's level.
That's what I was thinking. I don't think we're going to make it out of this city without breaking down.
It is completely not connected. There's a missing cable. She lives. Rolling, baby. Certain death, George. Do it. I only know how to go forward, but it feels like a metaphor. Oh my God. Let's go into traffic! 2 minutes of experience. We have indicators? Alright, we're in second! I think we can do this across the whole country. Should we see what it can do? Open her up. Oh. That is. That's it. That's it. Are you ready? So George, how does it feel driving through the city? It feels great. Ben, how's it feeling?
It's different to a car, that's for sure. It is chaos. White people who can't drive.
Can't beat them, join them.
Right for a second.
Not ideal. I am wondering if it's because the throttle cable's just not properly installed.
What are your thoughts, George?
It is more comfy than I was expecting, and we're about as good at driving it as you'd expect.
Chris has been driving 2 minutes and he's stalled twice, so...
You were driving for several minutes and you stalled 0 times, so you're going to drive the entire way to make up for the rally.
Oh my gosh. Chris, how would you describe the driving experience? Is it tricky to drive?
Yeah, there's a lot going on. My hand wants to use the clutch as a brake, which is not great. This is pandemonium. Ah, Ben's driving. Alright, come on. Look at it in third now. Alright, practice starting anyway. I had the brake on. Keep going to grab the brakes.
Yeah, me too.
Second. Wait, brakes.
Easy.
I feel a bit better about my gift shifts now.
That's the police.
Whoa.
What are we doing this morning?
We're going to run around and pick up some shit for our rickshaws.
What shit do we need for our rickshaws?
We need some spare parts for our inevitable breakdowns.
No, we don't need that. We need tassels.
Yeah.
Tassels.
LEDs.
Yeah, LEDs, some of those flower wreath things to
Oh,
go on
yeah.
the roof racks.
A little parcel shelf with more tassels. Fast grips to make it go faster.
RGB lights.
RGB everywhere.
Yeah, 2 of us got mild heat stroke yesterday, so we're thinking we need to drink a lot more beer today. I
think that'll fix it.
We've had a big day today. There's been a lot of very important work. We've added flowers, a visor to keep the fruit. We have a dash, which is so flimsy it can't support anything. We added a GoPro mount. This took us literally the whole day. We added 4 tassels We have non-functional neons.
Daytime neons.
Daytime neons. Another dash, another visor. This one's installed even better. And then we've got the piece de resistance, the thing which brings it all together. Grapes hanging inside the vehicle so that when it drives, they jiggle around. Everything you need to cross India in style.
Cut the video from me.
How you feeling, Jim?
Yeah. Maybe slightly too drunk to drive a rickshaw this morning. Do you know which way we're going? Fuck yeah!
North, I think.
How are you feeling?
Hungover.
Do you think it's a good idea to be driving?
Look. No, but here we are. We're driving in India in general because also
Regardless of state of hangover. How is Jim looking?
Yeah.
Jim is looking forward. So we pimped out the rickshaw with these tassels, finding out that, you know, they're a little less practical than initially anticipated, but 100% worth it.
So what are our expectations for the launch and the first day of driving tomorrow?
Wait, where are we driving to?
I'm not actually sure where we're going tomorrow.
Which direction?
Northeast.
That way?
There seem to be that way.
That way.
That way.
That way.
It's that way,
There
right?
seem to be some mountains somewhere. We would like to see them.
We're going to go to the mountains.
Yeah.
That's the plan. We go to the mountains. Who's going to shit themselves first?
I've already shit myself.
Yeah.
No,
that's my job. Daily occurrence.
Yeah.
Ben is built for this.
Yeah.
Who's sick of curry?
I thought I was before dinner last night, and then we ate some curry. I was like, oh, this is great.
fantastic. My hangover's gone, ish. Look at where we are, man. What a time to be alive.
How's it been?
Stopping's nice.
I know.
Stay still. Alright, you good?
The grapes or the tassels?
It's a tassel. Don't you dare fuck my grapes.
No, I respect the grapes. I kind of hate the tassels.
These ones in the back just go in your face.
Oh, and like the rearview mirror is just all fucking tassels.
Wow, look at over there.
It actually made it worse. Like, what the fuck?
What an incredibly normal way for us all to sit.
So, how was our first day driving the tuk-tuks?
Quite long. Quite mountainous. Not sure I expected it to be as mountainous.
It would have been easier without a hangover
Yeah, the night before. Yeah.
and with lunch, but it was incredible. I had such a buzz and energy all day. I had no idea what to expect, and it wasn't what I expected, but it was incredible.
We started off by getting lost,
It
which
was
was
my
pretty
bad.
characteristic.
We went to Mana instead of Mana.
But then that meant we ended up accidentally going through the amazing national park. That was a huge win. And then into the tea fields, which was delightful.
You just see weird things on the road. You know, at first it's shocking, and then after a while you're like, oh yeah, that's totally normal that there's a truck driving past with a child drumming in a festival going on that truck. Like,
That was great.
yeah.
And just the smiley, happy people. Every single person just
Smiles always back.
and waves.
Yeah.
And some people just stare at you and they look almost angry. And then you smile and wave at them and they just light up in this just beaming smile and so happy. It's so cool to see.
Yeah.
going driving on this freeway?
I am straight up not having a good time right now. You caught me in a rammed over where I'm not getting overtaken by a truck within about 3 inches of my shoulder. Wait for it.
That's what I was waiting for.
Wait for it.
Here
It's
we
coming.
go.
Any second. Oh, we're getting
Get closer.
Oh, I don't like that.
No, that's not
The
really.
other side. Oh no, he's turning left.
Oh no. Fail. Abort mission. This is fucking living. You. So you want to go straight through, nice and easy. That you can no longer see. Not the coconut trees. Behind the coconut trees is a slightly taller rock that's sticking up out of the ground. We're going up that because we had two options: go around that, or go up the zigzaggy to go down the zigzaggy, and that's obviously the sillier choice. And we're very silly people. Chris, what did you buy? We bought beers first, obviously, which is very indulgent. Does your camera have like smell-o-vision? Because this shit is delicious. There's like 1,000 flowers in here, and it was $3. Ah, look at it! It's beautiful. Ah, the smells you can smell out of this are much better than some of the other smells you can smell in this country.
Holy shit, there's so many of them.
Monkey. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times, sort of vibe, isn't it? Wow, those do look good though.
We're stopping for the first time today to get a photo with the locals. Is it common occurrence?
Do you know why they want a photo of us?
I think because we're white. Either that or we're colourful or driving weird rickshaws.
What have they asked you?
It's normally where are we coming from and where we're going, or at least that's how I interpret it. I actually have no idea what they're saying.
Chris,
Get him.
why are you wearing that?
Because I have the pangolin's revenge. Maybe. I don't know.
And how are you feeling?
Okay, better after some food.
Don't drink this. Expensive. Oh, it's going to be expensive to go.
Explode. Don't carry it.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Makes a strong argument. Petrol.
Yeah, there's lots of places that have
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so you can cook in oil? Oil? Thank you.
Oh, you want one of those buckets?
That's impressive.
What are we doing for dinner, George?
We found this lovely street food stall and we ordered everything they had, and now we're eating it all standing on the street from newspaper. And you know what? It is delicious. We drove from the mountains above Salem to this town, which is called...
Starts with the name.
to here, which was 330 kilometers in 12 hours.
Big day. Lots of buses, lots of trucks, lots of tractors, lots of people waving.
Lots of overstacked sugarcane, and heaps of Hindu festivals in pretty much every town.
Yeah, lots of very, very friendly people, lots of like photos on motorbikes, lots of good guavas. Very good guavas.
Not enough good guavas.
Jimmy gets charged 3 times the price for this exact same guavas at the exact same transaction, which was very funny. Jimmy was most upset by that.
We need to get a photo.
Photo? Yeah, love to. Where do you want to sit? Do you want to stand there?
The previous few days of mountain detours had left us far behind schedule. We needed to make up a few hundred kilometers in order to reach the finish line on time, so we left the back streets and hit the main highways.
Can you tell me a bit about the experience of driving on Indian roads? I think I've ended up in a place where I kind of like it, in a weird way. There's a sense in which I think they just kind of built the roads and said, all right, you guys work it out. And everybody kind of just does. And it's this very like organic activity. Everybody's really engaged in it. And it feels really, really different to driving in Australia, where you're just going through this like abstract system of steps and you don't really think about what you're doing or engage with it in a really deep way. And so, yeah, it's terrifying at times. The first time we hit a really big city, I was still not that comfortable driving the rickshaw, and that sucked. I thought it was going to kill somebody.
The road system works by ordering of biggest to smallest vehicles. Buses are highest.
Cows highest.
Cows. Buses. Big trucks, little trucks, cars. Goats are probably between trucks and cars. And then motorbikes, push bikes, people. You just give way to the bigger things. And if a bigger thing turns, it means you get to cross the road.
The bigger thing once you outside the road, he takes it. It's inside the road. It's not inside the road.
We were driving on a pretty narrow road, and we're coming up to a blind bend. I'm sitting pretty hard on the shoulder, pretty like right at the edge of the tarmac already, and coming into this blind bend, and there was a truck, a motorbike, and a car that were just taking up the entire road. And the car had one wheel already in the soft shoulder, and it was just like, I had basically no room to go. I just took all the room that was left completely on the soft shoulder, and the car passed with maybe an inch or two to spare. If they were incrementally faster, they would have hit us. It was a bad time.
Pretty sure I have the spicy flu, but yeah, what can you do about it? Just got all the good drugs, get it all into me, and yeah, be confined to the plague rickshaw with the other sick boys. Fully sick rickshaw.
How did you deal with being that sick in that hot of a temperature?
I mean, like, you can be shitty about it and let it ruin your day and probably everyone else's, or you can just go, well, all right, this is it, and just keep on trucking, and that's just kind of what I did. You know, it's going to suck either way, make it suck less.
Driving down the highway at 50 k's an hour, some guy on a motorbike comes along and pulls up about an inch away from the side of the rickshaw and starts to have a really, like, the normal stuff of like, where are you from? Where are you going? Did you come from Kerala? Are you doing this whole thing in an auto rickshaw? And then he's like, what do you think about Indian society? Do you think it could be cleaner here? Do you think we should change our approach to pollution? And I started asking him about politics, and we had this like fairly detailed discussion about the state of Indian politics and the good and bad things that Modi has done over the last however long he's been in power, while driving at 50 kilometers down the freeway with old mate on the motorbike weaving constantly and almost crashing into us every few seconds. And that sort of thing happened so much. That one was by far the longest and the deepest conversation we had at speed.
Hello, could I get 2 extra towels for my room, please? Thank you very much.
Like a fucking pro.
You just gotta pronounce the W, towel, not towel, like an Australian.
Ben, can you explain what you're doing?
My sun ripened for fire. And by sun ripened, I mean I had it on a parcel tray for 3 days at 50 degrees. So it's completely bruised one side, and it has burns on the other side, and somehow it's delicious still. Who'd have thunk it?
We're eating this magical curry we've been trying for, what, a week to acquire, which is green pea curry, green pea masala. Everywhere we've tried to get it, it's been unavailable, or they've forgotten it, and we finally have it. And I think it's going to be amazing.
The quality of the food here was mind-boggling. Like, I did not think of India as a food destination. Every single meal we've had has been absolutely outstanding.
I don't think I ate a single thing that I thought was average, let alone gross. Like, it was phenomenal.
I didn't think there could be as many variations on gravy and carbs, but we've eaten nothing else 3 meals a day, and I'm not even remotely over it. I could happily eat this all the time.
then where are we? Well, we've all decided to take up crack. So we're in a crack den. We're starting with some beers though.
I think this place has got some good feng shui. Like you've got the broken bottles over here, a pile of garbage over here. There's probably some needles around too, but it's got some vibe. Yeah. It's got the mouldy table.
I presume it's entirely asbestos.
And we're all glad to be here.
I think we're rolling now. So both rickshaws are sad.
They're not that sad.
Pretty sad.
Only that one broke down.
You had to push this one twice to get to the parking lot.
Machine kaputt.
This one we stalled in front of a bus.
So we're going to do gearbox oil.
Because the gear shifting is bad.
Fuel filter. Clean the carburetors on both.
New spark plugs because we keep freehanding how much two-stroke oil to put in. And then they'll be good as new.
Comparison on my motorbike to get the spark plug.
How do we get out of this baby? Man, they run so well.
Left at this junction, takes us straight to the highway.
After 3 long days of highway driving, we were back ahead of schedule. So we decided to head inland to explore some remote farming villages.
Where are we?
India.
Brilliant. I guess we're still in Odisha, although I think we crossed back and forth a bit today. So who knows?
What happened, George?
Google routed us straight through a military base, and a very polite man came out and explained why we can't drive through there.
Talk us through the sleeping situation tonight, George.
Well, tonight we are staying in luxury accommodation here in whatever seaside town this is. We have the main bed, which features this convenient Posturepedic speed bumper right in the middle, which Chris and Ben are going to be sharing. And then this is my bed on the floor, which I can only describe as a stack of cardboard in tartan with a sheet which is clearly stained with feces. But this whole room was $30 a night. Very hard to argue with that. It was the only hotel in town who had room left. So I'm wearing sandals and you're wearing fucking hiking boots. Yeah, it's 40 degrees.
Make sure to get the shoes in frames.
Yeah, that's how we differentiate ourselves.
So we got into a very popular resort town late and couldn't find anywhere that would take us. We tried at least 10 different hotels and there were all no vacancy. And then Ben found this fantastic deal. 3,000 rupees for all of us. Showers, AC, the works. It was great. We were absolutely stoked. Unpacked all our stuff, had showers. Chris was just chilling out on the bed and he was like, hey, I've never actually checked any of these rooms for bed bugs. I should probably start doing that. And George said, well, there's one. The owners of the last place tried to convince us that, oh, okay, no, maybe that room has bed bugs. But we promise you the other rooms don't have bed bugs. You can just use one of the other rooms.
So we came over the road to this much nicer and probably bedbug-free hotel, which has fancy lighting and clean sheets, which is very neat to us. It's also basically twice the price. No, 4 times the price.
4 times the price.
Good end to a good day.
Decided on a whim to go to a beach party in Peru tonight. Getting to Peru involves a ferry, and we showed up for the ferry, but the ferry was going to take too long.
The ferry came every 1 or 2 hours. It was a nice big one, metal, drive on, drive off. George goes, guys, got a better one. We're going to get on these little dinky boats. They were like half wooden, half fiberglass. There was one coming the other way as we got there, and it had, like, no joke, 50 people, 20 motorbikes, 2 inches gap between the water and the top of the boat.
After that, I don't really know what happened. Someone tried to commandeer my rickshaw.
Ben was like, no, I'll drive rickshaw. And then we drove down to this beach.
And eventually just like directed us to these boats. We're going to drive onto them and fingers crossed not capsize.
Getting them on, we were a bit nervous. Probably braked a little too late getting it on, but it was fine.
How was that, Ben?
Fine, actually. Watching Jimmy just go onto the boat was good. No problem.
So how much was the actual ferry, Ben?
Well, if George is correct, it was 1,000.
And how much was this?
3,000.
So why did we do this?
Because on this trip it seems we have to make our own trouble. It doesn't find us.
I think the trouble is right behind you, Ben.
I will not take the solo blame for this. You're all complicit in this.
I think I had assumed we were like saving a lot of money or something.
No, it's time we're saving, Ben.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one's not here yet.
Off this barge.
Just eat it, Ben said. boat, so they sort of like pushed the plank up and wedged it under your wheel. Everyone was like, and slow, 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 and I just hit the gas. Just yeet it!
Yeet it! Did you yeet it?
I yeeted it! We were worried we were gonna get bogged, and I was like, you just need speed. So hit it with some speed. Made it all the way up, got bogged on a stair, but I think I did pretty well. It's good fun.
Alright, just the front wheel, yep.
You can just wait till Ferry tonight. Ferry. Yeah. Yeah. Come to your drinks at 7 o'clock. Yeah. Oh, lovely stuff. Go. Oh, mate.
Back on.
I think they might be saying wait 5 minutes.
Namaste,
You have embarked on an impossible mission so far, and this is the halfway point. Fantastic effort. Run, boy! Run, boy! Run, boy!
It really went up.
Run.
Fuck. We're definitely getting a good review from the host.
Chris is all tuckered out after a big night of partying.
What are you doing?
Trying to find any bolts on this vehicle that will replace our gearbox oil level plug.
Oh, is that important?
Well, it hasn't stopped us so far, but it might.
Where's Chris?
Chris is sleeping with a hangover in the back of the drawer.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
What's this fix we've come up with, Jimmy?
So we've worked out that we can find a bolt that fits, but it's too long, so we added 2 nuts and 2 washers, and it should get us further than we are. I don't know if it will last the whole way to Gangtok, but we'll see.
How are you feeling now, Chris?
Feel fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah, it just booted my guts up. And now I feel great.
Well, glad you're feeling better.
Chris is throwing up outside of an auto parts shop, and a tiny child comes up with a water bottle to help out, and that just really sums up a lot of our experience. People were incredibly kind, incredibly welcoming, and really went out of their way to make sure we're happy, safe, and having a great time in India.
Nice hole in your pants, George.
Thank you. I made it myself.
This is where you're doing the oil change?
Yeah.
You're kidding. There's got to be a better place.
Alright, Chris is fine.
We're in the middle of India, and it's
40 plus degrees, and right now feels like 48. And so we want to get to the mountains as quickly as possible. So we're going to drive that way on the fastest roads as fast as we can to try to spend 4 days in the Himalayas where it's cold. We are all sweaty messes, right, Beth?
Just day after day of no reprieve from the heat, just constant overbearing heat. It was just a slog to get through it.
I've heard that India's hot, but 48 degrees is not a hot that I'm used to. And it was hard just to stay hydrated throughout the trip. We had 6 or 7 litres of water each in a day, and drinking hot water is not refreshing. Even stuff out of the fridge was probably like mid-20s, and that was kind of nice.
Okay, what are we winning?
The bed that's not on the floor.
Okay.
We're not on the floor bed.
No, I don't mind. We're just both too polite to can't decide. We both want the floor bed out of politeness.
Okay, resolve this matter now.
Scissors, paper, rock.
Come on.
What time is it, Jimmy?
Early, like 4:45.
Why are we up so early?
It's really hot during the day. The more we can do before it gets that hot, the better. The beds are really hard, and I feel like I slept on a rock.
Can you demonstrate the bed situation?
Alright, perfect. Now keep driving.
Something I'd sort of expected maybe coming here was that people, particularly in the more rural, poor areas of India, could be a bit resentful of people like us coming through, and there was not a trace of that. Everyone was just like delighted to see us and smiling and friendly. There was a restaurant we went to, just a random little roadside restaurant for lunch one day, and had a great lunch, and the owner of the restaurant had been trying to get his son to be our waiter, and so he was trying to talk to us in English. At the end of the meal, I went to give the dad a tip, and he kind of gestured, "No, give it to my son." So I gave it to his son, and then he high-fived his son. I was like, "Yeah, good job, you did great." And then his son ran across the road and bought us sweets as a gift. It was just very wholesome. It was really nice.
Hit one with a good amount of pace that got quite airborne, and shit flew out of the rickshaw. I think my head hit the roof. Just came out and hit me with the foot.
I know it's one of the twos. Oh, it's so funny.
I laughed till I cried twice on this trip. One I'm not going to talk about because it's incriminating. And the second one was at this tiny roadside restaurant which had air conditioning on a 40-degree day. Absolutely amazing. Jimmy ordered, as usual, too many naan breads. And the guy comes out with these 2 plates just piled high with naan breads. And after a couple of minutes of eating, the waiter comes back in and just goes, "More naan?" And I completely lost my shit. I was delirious from the heat, and it was the funniest thing ever just to see Jimmy get rinsed by someone who spoke about 6 words of English. You can always order more. You don't need to order 100 breads at the start of the meal. Come on.
So Jimmy was driving and the sun was just setting, it was getting dark, it was really hard to see. There's a lot of sections of highway where you need to take a detour onto the oncoming traffic side of the road, and basically the oncoming traffic don't know there's a detour, there's no cones, there's no signs. So we're driving in the oncoming traffic lane and a big truck is coming speeding towards us. There's no room on the right hand side because that's other traffic, and on the left hand side there was like a grassy field. And Jimmy's going towards the truck and the truck flashes its lights and Jimmy just keeps on going at it, flashes the truck and the truck just pulls off away from us last minute.
Was there any specific advice you were given about playing chicken with trucks?
We were told if it's bigger than you, give way to it at all costs. People will not give way for you. Even if they're waving and smiling, they'll still fucking kill you. And then get a selfie.
How was our drive today, Ben?
It was pretty tough. It's some of the worst driving we've had, I think. Some of the worst traffic, some of the worst roads. And we've been planning to do a lot of distance today, 360 kilometers, I think. And if it had all been freeway, we could have done it. But we just got stuck for hours in traffic and terrible roads, and it was just a bit of a grind.
How was our first experience night driving?
Bloody terrifying. You cannot see anything. Everyone here seems to get like LEDs fitted to their cars and aim them straight at your eyes. So you just have like smog and dust and haze and lights straight at your eyes, and then people on the road with no lights on, and bicycles and cows. Everything is like whirling around you at speed, and it's just awful. I don't know how people aren't just dying constantly. So it was a bit of a like white knuckle to the finish tonight, what we got here.
What's the plan for tomorrow?
Do it all again, but starting an hour earlier at 3:30 a.m. If we're very lucky, we'll get to Darjeeling. If we're not, we get to do it for a third day.
So we're just starting the climb of the Himalayas. It's got to the base of it. We're going up there. It's these things are not so good at the going up. So hold it down, all the corners, which there's all of them. So it's going to be fun. Plus there's that. That'll be fun. Watch the hole, George. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She's dying. I need a push. Okay.
The car just suddenly stalls. Jimmy comes running over. Oh, you're leaking oil. Jump out the back, start pushing it.
Oh shit!
While we're pushing it, I open the door to see what's going on there. The fuel line has come off and it's just pissing fuel out. I reached in there and grabbed and kicked the hose, but didn't quite get it because I was running at the same time, and the fuel started running down my hand and just hitting the exhaust and going tss, tss, and these big puffs of smoke.
I'm just trying not to get it on the exhaust, which I'm not succeeding at.
Just kick the hose.
I'm trying to, but it's dripping on the exhaust as well.
There's nothing I could do to stop it, and I was running through every scenario in my head. What do I do if this catches fire? Do I try and put it out? Do I get myself out of the fire? Because if I do that, I have to let go of the hose, and that's just going to piss a whole bunch more fuel there. Do I take my shirt off and put it over the exhaust? There was nothing I could do to stop it. Fortunately, it didn't catch fire, and all was good, but it was quite stressful.
And that's the big puffs of smoke at the country.
So good start to the lower Himalayas.
What could possibly go wrong next?
What time did we get up?
3:30 a.m.
And how many Ks did we want to rickshaw?
Just under 400.
That would be our biggest day, right?
Oh yeah.
By a long way.
Let's be honest, who actually thought we'd get to Darjeeling before nightfall?
I had to believe, George.
I had faith. Once we got to the Ganges for sunrise, I was like, yeah, we can do this.
When did we get to the mountains?
2 p.m.
And then we went up the steepest hill we've climbed by a long shot, and then went through a series of insanely beautiful mountain towns until we ended up in a giant cloud that was also raining, and there was basically zero visibility.
Apparently no one brings rickshaws up here, and we got through all the towns right as school was coming out. And so there was like endless school kids on the streets just like, oh my god, it's a rickshaw, what the hell is that doing here? And it's like smiling and waving. It was awesome.
Everyone was so happy and so friendly. It was really beautiful.
And like they were like grandmas just like bursting out laughing and waving at us because we were dumb enough to bring a rickshaw.
The vibe up here is delightful. People seem so kind.
Bit of a hunt around for a hotel.
Went up the steepest hill in the world. The rickshaws made it 90% of the way up before stalling, and then had to get pushed with everything the engine had to the top, only to discover we needed to be next door.
We went to this beautiful hotel with these really helpful attendants that pushed our rickshaws up a hill. And then Jimmy called me and said, where are you? I can't see you. And I was like, we're in the car park. I was like, no, you're not. And we had to tell all the lovely people that just pushed our cars up a hill that it was for naught and we had to go elsewhere. But they were very nice about it. We got a photo with them, so hopefully that's some compensation.
We have to go somewhere else, they're full.
Tell us about how you feel about where we're staying.
I think Chris is the person to describe this.
Come on into a humble abode. You will find luxurious wood everywhere. The extra bed, very firm, cloud bed. An assortment of places to lounge while you overlook the entire world. Want to have a shower? Not a problem. The biggest shower head in the world. Monsoon style, look at that. Full coverage, not a dry spot. One's not enough. A second round shower head. Corners like you think, it's fair enough. Had your shower, have a lounge. You can talk to your psychologist there too. Rugs, everybody loves a rug. 3 meters of bed. A couple sitting chairs for your evening whiskey. She's a little breezy. It's your own private balcony overlooking the entirety of Darjeeling.
The best thing is, for the first time in 10 days, we're not sweating. So all in all, good day.
Good day.
Good day.
This is what $60 a day gets you. How did this happen? I sat in the bed. Not everyone. Not good.
High five! Woo!
Back up the hill again.
Yeah, I think it might be.
about the worst toilet you saw on this trip?
The worst toilet was in Darjeeling. I really needed to go, and it was just like a little public toilet on the side of the road. There was no lighting, it was a dark cave inside. There was shit all over the floor, there was shit all over the walls. It looked like a crime scene. I've been to a lot of bad toilets, but that takes the cake. That was horrendous.
So we're going to Gangtok. It's our final day of the rickshaw run.
How are the roads?
Well, there's 3 different ways to get to Gangtok from Darjeeling. There's the most direct way, which is apparently fairly well graded, and then there's this way, which sort of splits off into 2 paths. Apparently, according to the locals, we are taking the steepest way there.
How are the brakes handling it?
The brakes are pretty poor on the rickshaws. We're having to stop every 5-10 minutes to cool them down because we can really smell them burning up. Apparently, we're getting quite a bit of brake fade as well, so it's going to be a slow day. We've only got 100 k's to cover, but I think it's going to take most of the day.
It was like 10 to 20 k's of perilous switchbacks with one brake cylinder and having to stop quite often as grease overflowed onto the wheels.
Which prison are you taking him to?
Where do you want to go? Gangtok, only 15 minutes.
So they made us stop because they're making the road collapse. Ooh, that's a big one. Give it a kick with the thumb. No problem. Where are we?
Zelda, by the looks of it. Oh yeah, we got mad scars from the government. I think.
You all look great. Thank you.
So we're in Rangko Tourism Facilitation Centre, we think. We need permits to get into Sikkim. We've already done the paperwork, so we're not really sure what we're waiting for yet.
So, no cheese and government cheese. And but it's like a tomato relish sort of thing.
did it. Well, wow. We finished. Woo!
I'm gonna be honest. That was kind of easier than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Everyone said it was gonna be really steep and hard, especially the hill up here. This was really not a challenge.
Yeah.
So it was. Yeah, we did it. How did you do that? Wait, is this your beer over here? That's like. It's here. How? Good. I tried.
Man, what's the plan today?
We are driving as close as we can to the Chinese border until we get turned around.
And then what?
We try and make it back to the official finish line and then get fucked up tonight for the party.
Where are you going, Chris?
I don't know, we're following a random man.
We were just driving around Gangtok and pulled up to grab some breakfast, and this guy completely out of nowhere was just like, I really want to buy you food, Took Chris and I over to his sister's restaurant, just chatted. He explained he's Buddhist, and he just loves seeing people coming and engaging with Sikkim and Gangtok, and bought us this lovely breakfast, was so overwhelmingly and intensely kind and welcoming, and it was
Who are these people in our rickshaw?
I have no idea. But they've invited themselves in and we're trying to take a photo, but I guess that's not happening.
Good night, Chris. Wonderful. This is great.
Kumbaya, my lord.
It was a campfire, isn't it? We had a lot of incense and it would be rude to throw it out, so you lit all of it.
The finish line was located on the outskirts of the city, so we had one last challenge: navigating the maze of streets that is Gangtok.
Shit, a bit steep, George.
Just a smidge. Luckily there's extra rocks on the road for traction.
Look at all that traction.
Don't worry, the brakes on this one are fine. Going to the right side for sure.
I guess you can go up there.
There's the finish line.
There it is.
Yeah! That's it, we fucking made it.
Oh, Crabtron. Thank you.
Good evening.
Oh, very cool. Crabtron.
Hello, sir. Hello, how are you?
That is some quality parking by Ben. It's maybe a smidge close.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
My favourite curry was the cashew masala. Oh yeah, so good.
Dal fry. Yeah, it's delicious. Would recommend.
There was one mushroom paneer curry, which is just this incredibly rich, flavoursome experience.
Meti chaman. It's like pellet paneer, but with fenugreek leaves, and it was just awesome.
There was a paneer masala thing. There was one in particular that just was shit the bed good.
We got Crabtron second, and we got Pubrod the second.
These are both my favourite. To drive, got to be Crabtron. It just felt right.
There was something about this image of Stuart on the back that was so delightfully and hysterically mutilated by the guys that painted it. Every time I saw it, it made me smile.
To be a passenger would be Pubrod. It all just felt quite decadent and regal.
I did break Pubrod. Every time I touched it, I managed to break it. I installed the fuel filter in properly and that popped off and almost caught fire, which was great fun. And the gear oil plug, which I reinstalled and it fell out, so that was probably my fault.
Love them both though.
What advice would you give someone thinking about doing the rickshaw run?
I think just try not to have any preconceptions about what it's going to be like. Try to be open to what each day ends up bringing and just enjoy the ride.
Bring toilet paper. Fucking pack a lot of toilet paper. It's kind of hard to get here, and the first toilet you get to, you don't want to use your hands to wipe that up, like I did.
Incense makes India smell a lot better, and you should have incense from day one. Every rupee invested in pimping that rickshaw will pay itself off tenfold. These cost us 80 rupees, and were one of the best investments, just watching them jiggle along in the back of the rickshaw for hours on end.
Just order all the breads. That would be my advice. Order all the breads, no matter what your friends tell you.
Did you learn anything about yourself on this trip?
Yeah, I've been so confined by my diet for so long, and I've been way too afraid to branch outside it. And I just kind of said, fuck it, I'm just gonna try a bit of everything and maybe something good will come from it. I think like really pushing past where it feels like it's not safe to push has shown me that the outcome isn't necessarily detrimental. Your limits are a bit further than what you think they might be.